Hello and welcome back to Card Kingdom's Pauper Tournament. Rags and the Riches?
It's the Rags and the Riches.
The Raggas and the Richeses. Alright. Get rich or die ragging. That's what I'm going to call it.
You're getting really close.
I'll get it one of these days. So we got
The
to the
reason
match.
it's called that is because the one that's happening on January 2nd is 2 Rags, 2 Riches.
I'm really sad the third one isn't happening. The third one was going to be a Pauper draft.
I mean, the third one is still going to happen. It's just likely not going to be a draft.
Can I
But
keep
we
the
do
name?
want to make the prizes be in Japanese.
That seems appropriate.
I
So
think
it
we
can
need
still be the Rags and the Riches 3, Tokyo, Drift, something.
Thank you.
Yes. Alright, so getting set up for this match. I'm just looking at these decks and Drake Campbell is blowing me out of the water. This is the
Oh,
first
God.
rogue deck I've seen so far.
Drake, a Grixis player in all formats, including Pauper.
He's playing Brainstorm.
Oh my god, his deck has Dismal Backwater. This is the best.
This deck seems sweet.
This is fantastic. This is an Evan card. That card's a common? Evan card just is a common?
Yeah, dude.
What the
Keep it
hell?
business.
That is bananas.
Casey is very surprised. I'm excited.
This is fantastic.
I wasn't excited until Casey got excited. Now I'm really excited.
I'm actually really liking this guy's deck.
And then Steven, on the other hand, has mono black control, which, we've seen quite a bit of. So we're going to head down to that match now.
Splashing for Probe, that's stock, I imagine?
I haven't... No. I've actually never seen a mono black control splashing for probe.
Probe, one of the core components of the...
Oh, this is, I guess, blue-black. He's got Moldrifter, he's got Deep Analysis,
but
and
he's
Probe.
got that Crypt Rats.
You know what? This isn't mono black at all. This is blue-black. This is Dimir control.
Yeah.
Steven Van Hill is playing Dimir control, not straight mono black. There's so many cards.
And he's got a lot of those components from that mono black too. He's got Corrupt, he's got Distress, but he's got a Grim Harvest, which is super. Is that stock?
No.
Okay.
That's the recover spell, right?
That is to recover his 3 of Crypt Rat in the main deck.
Yes.
So he's well positioned against like a Delver or a Boggles type strategy. He's got a bunch of sweepers, but he's got some long range, or he's got some ability to take the game longer. With access to Probe, which I'll explain what that does when he casts it. He's got Deep Analysis as well. And the Muldrifter Grim Harvest combo, which is like, if he ever gets it online versus Drake's kind of Grixis deck, he's going to be able to bury him with card advantage.
Yeah. I don't see how Drake can come back. I do like that Drake's playing Brainstorm, though. It takes a little bit of a cost. He's playing Grixis Panorama, I believe.
No, he's got Evolving Wilds.
Oh, he's got Evolving Wilds and Terramorphic Expanse. Okay.
Correct, yeah.
I thought he had Grixis Panorama in there as well.
The Panoramas... actually, don't hate the Panoramas in this format.
Yeah, I don't hate them. They're not great, but...
His deck is kind of color intensive, but I think his mana with enough of these tap lands. Nah, it'd be too awkward to go tap land and then Panorama.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
just a little too funky.
look at the lightning bolt in your hand and get really sad. So yeah, Drake's starting us off with what looks like 3-4 lands. He's got a Grim Egg Angler, an Aether Snipe, and maybe Return Phalanx.
Yeah, I definitely see a black card. I'm not sure which one it is.
Yeah.
What does Return Phalanx do?
Return Phalanx is a 2-mana 3/3 with Defender. It's black 1 to cast. It's from Theros. It's blue 1 to let it attack as though it didn't have Defender this turn. And I actually so Drake has access to some not like aggressive cards, but with Return Phalanx, with an early Angler, which I'm sure his deck can summon pretty fast. He might be able to end the game before Steven can get his Dirtle engine online.
Makes sense. So Steven's going to drop out a Relic here, which I'm a little surprised by. I feel like Steven's deck also utilizes the graveyard quite a bit. But I think Drake's deck uses it just a little bit more.
Yeah, well, the cards that he's got access to are Grim Harvest and Deep Analysis. And those are only 4 cards in his main deck, and it looks like he boarded in the 1 of Relic. I'm sure he likes Echoing Decay. No, he probably doesn't.
Yeah, so Drake's going to fire off a Duress here, and he sees a hand of Diabolic Edict, Muldrifter, Chittering Rats, and 2 lands. So you got to take the Edict, but that hand looks pretty spicy.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Steven's going to go ahead and activate this Relic end step. Eat that.
Yep. Yeah, now Drake's going to have a real hard time getting that Angler online. Definitely what I expect to be one of his main... I'm sorry, I just realized that all the foils these guys are playing in the Pauper tournament, it just seems inappropriate.
I think it seems very appropriate.
Although he's playing without a mat, which I'm on board with, but, well, anyway,
I feel like adding some value to the decks is nice. Make sure that those
Keep her invested.
the rich players who were playing Vintage on camera earlier have something to see at least.
Oh, you had some vintage in the downtime,
of
really?
course.
Oh, that's
Of course.
fantastic.
Why wouldn't we? We have Rags and Riches here.
It's really that simple. So Drake, looking like he's going to evoke this Muldrifter this turn. He's got a couple other options. Well, no, he doesn't. Oh, no, he's going to sit on it. Okay. So
He
it
wants
looks
to
like
hardcast that eventually. I
he
guess?
wants. now that he doesn't have access to the fast angler, he's going to want to make the game go longer.
So we got a Chittering Rats here. Comes into play, put a card from your opponent. Your opponent puts a card from their hand on top of their library. So it kind of blanks a draw, which I really like.
They skip a draw step. Drake can respond to the trigger by bolting the creature.
Yeah, get it out.
Yeah, you're pretty fine. If the game's going to go long, he's going to lose a turn, but Drake has access to enough cards he can play next turn. Although, he does have a land to play, but he doesn't have a 5th in his hand, so we see him going to evoke the Small Drifter now.
Makes sense.
Trying to find his running land drops he's wanting to hit.
There's a Duress and
Echoing Decay.
Echoing Decay.
Very nice.
And he's got a land. It's a game land. He's got 1 blue here, but double of red and double of black, so he's able to cast a lot of stuff in his hand.
Yeah, I don't think there are no cards that he can't cast now. Oh, he probably boarded into Mystical Teachings. Drake's deck is really something.
It's got a lot of options. I really like how many decision trees there are in this format. There's significantly more than I thought there was. So we got, is that a Crypt Rats?
Yeah, it's Crypt Rats, yeah.
So Crypt Rats, we haven't seen one of them yet. But,
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, Crypt Rats is X to activate. You can only spend black mana on X. It deals X damage to each creature in each play.
Yes, and so usually you tend to do it to sweep the board the turn that you want to do it and have it also obviously kill itself.
Right.
But you usually take some other creatures out in the process. Very similar to Pestilence, I feel.
Correct.
It's more like Pestilence on a creature.
Then, it's at 3 mana, 1/1. It's one of very few sweepers available in the format.
Yes.
You've got,
Common does not have a lot of sweepers. Shrivel is another one. Is Drown in Sorrow common? I think it's uncommon.
It's uncommon, yeah. Even its original printing in Onslaught, Infest, which is Drown in Sorrow without Scry.
Also in Shards of Alara.
Oh, is it?
I really like the Shards of Alara too. He's got like a zombie guy and he's like, ah. So we see another Duress here that hits another Diabolic Edict as the only targetable choice,
Interesting.
or the only choice in Steven's hand.
Yeah.
Getting kind of lucky on that, but Duress is a powerful effect.
Absolutely.
It looks like we're going to see an Echoing Decay on that Crypt Rats right now, so it's not able to wrath the board. Oh, in response, I like this. Steven's going to activate Relic. Both of the cards that were in Drake's graveyard are a little bit better than that Echoing Decay.
Oh, sure. Okay, makes sense.
I always activate Relic as soon as possible if there's anything in his graveyard I want, because anything he does in response to the activation is just going to make it worse for me.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Most things it's always EOT, but like Relic doesn't really matter.
Right. When you give your opponent that many options, then you want to reduce their ability to do it.
Yeah, because they're not going to put a card in the graveyard that you'd want to mill away more, and then them choose something worse. So 5th land for Steven allows him to evoke this or hardcast this Small Drifter.
Yeah.
Is that an Innocent Blood and a
Chittering Rats?
Okay, powerful.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, Drake was hoping to avoid this situation, spending a lot of his spells 1 for 1, but then Steven plays that big Flying Fish. He's got a 5 mana recall, and now Drake really needs to find something to do.
He's got that Aether Snipe.
He does actually have exactly enough to evoke this, or to cast the Gurmag Angler.
Yeah, however, if he does do that, there's an Innocent Blood in Steven's hand that will eat it very quickly.
Right, but Drake can't know that.
Yeah, I think Drake has to jam this, absolutely. Especially with the Relic in play, like you don't get a lot of windows to play this guy.
Yeah, Steven, unfortunate that his opponent had exactly enough.
Yes, and he didn't activate that Relic, and if he had activated it right away.
Yeah, it'd be super heads up play.
I mean, it's fine to Innocent Blood that Gurmag Angler away, now that feels fine.
Yeah, Steven likely to want to ride the Small Drifter to at least peck away Drake's life total, get some pressure on him.
Yeah, so I'm about 200% sure that Drake was not at 2 life.
He was at 22. He played enough game lands.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Steven, what I think is going to do here, play this Chittering Rats. It's going to make Drake skip another draw step. Super unfortunate.
And then Innocent Blood the Chittering Rats?
Exactly.
Like
He's going to leave the board at the same state he started his last turn. Him having a Mullet Drifter, Drake having no permanence in matter.
Yes. Pretty clean way to interact with that. I feel like Innocent Blooding a Chittering Rats feels very strong as well.
Yeah.
So you should activate that. Yep. Activate that Relic, get that Angler out of there.
Not get snapped again.
Yes. And crack a Terramorphic and pass the turn.
Yep, Sorcerer's Be Terramorphic. Not sure I like.
No real reason to wait it.
I looked at the 1-drop artifact and I'm like, why would you do that when you have a top in play? I'm not sure I understand what's happening.
Only it's not a top. Top is not proper legal, sadly. And you know what? It would probably be banned if it was common.
I'm for that as well. Although with only awkward fetches that exist, it might be interesting.
I feel like it definitely helps the control decks a lot.
You're definitely right. And I guess they don't need that much more help.
So looks like
what I thought was a black creature enter Steven's hand.
Yeah.
Could be a 7th Crypt Rats. Oh, it's
Distress.
well, Yeah, I'm as distressed as the guy in that picture.
I think you can look at their hand and choose a card. Otherwise, they discard 2 or something like that.
No, that one's it's just coercion. It's black. They reveal their hand, discard a non-black card, or discard a non-land card.
Non-land. Okay. So it's like a Thoughtseize for 2 mana.
Yeah. Well, it's like a coercion for 2 mana.
Okay. Are there any? Wait. Thoughtseize. It's all the same thing, right?
Yeah, it's Thoughtseize, but you don't pay 2. It's way better.
Okay. Yeah, way better.
Yeah. So now we're in the. Well, this is not exactly how I was hoping this match would go down.
Yeah,
But
both in top deck mode.
Yeah, a control-ish deck and a control deck.
I might pop this relic here pretty soon.
Yeah,
Drake's in top deck mode with no cards in his graveyard, so I don't think Relic's going to do all that much, and I think drawing a card is a little bit more relevant.
I'm the same. I mean, neither player's really in a hurry to get things done. And from now, popping that Relic helps you get to the later game faster. When Steven's deck is like what appears, like having seen his draw steps are like 60% kill spells and Crypt Rat. Oh, that's a good one.
Another kill spell though.
Yeah. Oh, this kill spell kills your opponent. And honestly, at this point, any threat's a fine one. Or you can't ask a bad question. And that's what Steven's doing by depositing a permanent onto the field that can attack and block.
Yeah, all questions are good questions here in Magic.
Yeah.
Ponder's a draw for Drake. That's pretty good.
Definitely a huge advantage to be getting to play basic islands.
Also, Drake left that Terramorphic in play, and he hits a Brainstorm off his Ponder. So value City for Drake. He can also potentially hardcast that Muldrifter.
Yeah, this is going to be a good couple turns for Drake here.
Yeah, I like where that Ponder was very good for him.
Definitely. Yeah, kind of showing off that legacy cards, good in almost all formats you can play them in.
Yes.
And now Drake's the one with the Muldrifter with a counterspell behind it. And he's got to feel really good about this.
He doesn't have the mana for the counterspell, actually.
Oh yeah, it's a slow fetch. Yeah, good point. But yeah, he has a card that he's going to put back to Brainstorm.
Yes.
Yeah, Steven.
Oh, he's going to Diabolic Edict to trigger on stack. Okay.
Okay. Not sure I know what's happening here.
Not sure what they're saying.
Drake is talking about drawing 2 cards.
Yeah, and Steven wants to Diabolic Edict him anyways, and Drake says, okay, I get to draw 2 cards though.
Correct.
And that is how that works.
It is legal.
Yes. Both of those things can happen.
I will allow it.
And a land is the draw. Drake's going to fire
Join
off
that
Brainstorm.
Yeah, he's got 2 blanks he's itching to put back.
3 lands in his hand, so yeah.
Oh, found a lightning bolt. Okay.
2 lands going back.
Yeah.
I'd put back one of the tap lands and then the island.
You want to have basics in your deck to fetch out.
Yeah.
And Drake's already played a land this turn, I think, but I can't say for sure.
Also, lands don't really... It's not a huge cost for lands to come into play tapped. And the life gain seems slightly more relevant than a land coming into play untapped.
Especially when Steven's got like 7 damage that he needs to be afraid of. Oh my god.
Is that probe?
Josh, it's probe.
Is that probe?
It's going to be probe. But Drake has 3 cards in hand, so he's hesitant to fire it off so quickly. Probe, for those of you at home, is it's 3 mana to cast. It's a sorcery. Draw 3, discard 2. If you pay the kicker of black 1, target opponent discards 2 cards as well.
So you stay at card parity, and then they lose 2.
Yeah, it's really something as simple as a bad compulsive research and a stupid end turn and a mind rot, except you get to do both on one card. That's very, very good value.
Kicker spells like this are very good because they just feel like one card that's not great, and then another card stapled onto it if you need it.
And they're both just fine.
You get to back pocket one of them and only use it in specific circumstances, but the way you got to look at those cards is it's not that it's a bad compulsive research or that it's compulsive research with mind rot. It's a card that gives you options depending on how the game is going.
Correct.
And I think that matters a lot, and people underestimate exactly what it means when these cards that have, kicker or additional costs, entwine, these value things just because they let you do something that normally one card isn't able to do, which is be 2 cards.
Yeah, it's just the fact of, same as we were talking about exclude in the previous match. Just remove souls, fine, and then you let them draw a card on top of that. It's a very, very good deal. So, pretty unfortunate. Drake, had a good couple turns, or had a good turn with that Ponder, set him up with a Muldrifter and a Brainstorm. Steven fires back with the Probe off the top. He's super strong in the control mirror.
Drake's going to bolt that Crypt Rats. In response, Steven says, I'm going to put some damage on the board. He's going to activate Crypt Rats for 3, deal 3 damage to each player. And now we're going to see the Relic of Progenitus Oh, he's just going to tap the relic. I would eat that graveyard. At that point, he's held on to it a very long time.
Yeah, he's looking for like gas. His deck has.
He's looking for a question.
He's looking for a corrupt. Something like that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage on a corrupt. Yeah, I'm a fan. Bojuka Bog going up on Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah, not exceptionally strong against Steven's deck, although now he doesn't have access to a lot of his creatures. So maybe I can only imagine that Drake saw the Singleton Grim Harvest in the prior game.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is Bojuka Bog doesn't have an high opportunity cost to be in your deck.
Makes
Coming into play tapped is not a huge cost in this format.
Especially to join like the additional 12 lands he has that
Yeah.
can play tap.
In situations like this, coming into play tapped is not a big deal. And Steven's just drawing lands here over and over. And he really, I'd be popping that relic. He's not even playing these bounce lands. I don't know how I feel about that.
That's interesting, yeah. He's looking, he's hoping to get some running probes.
And discard those lands.
Definitely a reason to keep extra lands in hand, but the aqueducts keep you at land parity, but he doesn't want to take the couple turns to set it up because he'd have to lose a swamp. It makes the efficacy of his corrupts later on a little lower.
Yeah, of course.
Well, here comes a distress. Now we can see both players just playing off the top, truly the way Magic was designed to be.
Yeah.
I see your point about playing the bounce lands though. He's got access. He's got that island. And even though it's going to take a couple turns to get that bounce land on the field, both players not really going anywhere.
Yeah. Both players are looking for their business spells, and right now they only have their kill spells. So
yeah, exactly.
We're seeing not enough questions, too many answers.
Yeah. If someone could find a common millstone right now, oh boy.
Get them out.
Wrap it up. Oh, well, that's good. Steven going to fire off a Deep Analysis here. Deep Analysis, pretty powerful here. Let's draw. Well, pretty powerful. It draws 2 cards. That's good enough for me.
I'm just going to draw another 2 cards.
Yeah. Steven actually drew into a Muldrifter.
Oh.
So
he's going to play that island that he's got in his hand for a while.
Yeah.
I think you just jam Muldrifter, hardcast, because Drake's going to probably terminate it, but
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine, right?
Yeah, you got another...
3 cards for the price of 1?
Exactly, yeah. You got 2 in your hand and 1 out of your opponent's. That's 3 right there. And somehow Steven has gone from Hellbent to a grip full of cards with a 2/2 flyer on the board. Drake has enough mana to cast Cruel Ultimatum a couple times over.
If only that card was common. Oh boy. How much would that have to cost to be common, do you think?
I mean, it could cost the same. It might as well cost 12 already.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Drake
draws another Terminate.
Yeah, unfortunate for him that Steven's about to get his Grim Harvest engine online.
Oh man,
that's going to be really hard for Drake to deal with.
It's happening. So Grim Harvest, when you cast it, you return a creature from your graveyard to your hand.
Yeah. So
and then whenever a creature dies,
if it's in your graveyard, you can pay black and white. If you do, put the card back in your hand. Otherwise, exile it.
Yeah. So you have to do it. You have to recover whenever you can. If you don't, you lose it.
It's a use it or lose it type situation. Here's Corrupt. Okay, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's quite a bit.
A scant 7. Oh, okay, it's only 7. That's no problem.
6 for a 14-point lifespan. Pretty reasonable.
I think so. I think gaining the additional 7 life here, not a big deal.
No, I mean the life gain is not what the big deal is. It's the damage. However, what is kind of cool is this will allow future Crypt Rats for more damage to be one-sided lethal.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm wondering about. Also gives you some life back to flashback the Deep Analysis.
Absolutely.
At the cost of 3 life plus 2 mana.
Draw some cards. We got an Innocent Blood in a Swamp as the draw.
Yeah, Steven's gonna have to go to this card, which is pretty funny.
The dream in these control mirrors, actually.
He's like, I'm sorry, I'm flush with gasoline in the ground.
If he was playing those lands earlier, he wouldn't have to go to discard.
True, yeah. But I think it's going to end up, he's definitely got enough mana on the field.
And Jake has just drawn answers. He's drawn Lightning Bolt, Terminate, Lightning Bolt as the last 4 draws. Yeah. And, it's not really good at killing your opponent. Especially if your opponent's casting cards like Probe and Deep Analysis and Muldrifter. It's just, they don't stack up well for you.
Definitely not. Now, he's positioned very well against one of those aggressive creature type decks. I'd love to see how his deck fares against a Delver player. Like we saw with Zach earlier in this round. From here, though, this Corrupt might just be lethal.
Okay, so we got the Grim Harvest going on.
Yeah.
So you got our Recover spell, bind back a Muldrifter. And so do you just evoke the Muldrifter and then recover it right away?
No, I just leave 2 mana up all the time. If you've only got 1 creature on the field, your opponent can't take advantage. Okay, there are actually a lot of reasons why it doesn't matter. But like if your opponent kills it, then you're like, all right, well, I'll just keep 2 mana up literally forever, and then you can do whatever you like.
Yeah. I don't care how many times you kill it.
Exactly.
In fact, the more times you kill it, the better. So
Exactly. Yeah.
start now.
I can lose some time here. Your opponent doesn't even have the option to like, if you say, all right, well, I'll pay black 1 and recover my spell. You're like, in response, make you pay black again by killing your creature. That doesn't work because you paid mana on the resolution of the trigger.
And once you pay for the first one, then you're good. So Bolt is going to hit that Muldrifter, trigger recover, and he's got 2 mana up.
I can.
He's choosing not to recover it.
Interesting. Okay.
Seems strange. Seems strange to me.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Because that's, if I were in Steven's position, that would be what I would be looking to do like the entire game. Is cast as many spells as I could, find that Grim Harvest, and then just let my opponent 1-for-1 themselves till they die.
Yes. When you're 3-for-1ing them, absolutely.
Yeah, that's just a fine game. Plus, you turn their kill spells into card advantage for yourself.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Now Spellbound makes Steven feel like a genius again.
Yes. Off the top too.
Textbook.
And like, I feel like these guys should be popping their graveyard hate cards a little bit more aggressively than they are.
Like I expect Drake to just. Yeah.
Drake's doing it now. The dream's alive.
Yeah. He's looking for a threat or something, an online permanent.
Absolutely.
He found a land permanent, which is still fine.
Looks like tap this Relic EOT.
Yeah.
Still no Relic activation.
Yeah, for me, it makes sense now that it's been 20 turns. Steven doesn't mind. He's got 7 cards in hand. If he pops a Relic, he's just going to find. You're going to have to put a card back.
Yeah. I feel like this game could have turned out a lot differently based on the order that they drew cards.
Absolutely.
So we've got 2 Chittering Rats here while Drake's got no cards in
Drake is
hand.
Hellman. Yeah, Drake making the heads-up play of depositing all of his. He has to play Hellbent as much as possible to defend against the possibility of getting Chittering Rats, losing a draw step. Yeah.
So this is a hand of 3 Innocent Bloods, a Tendrils of Corruption. What else is in there?
I think that's a regular corrupt.
Oh yeah, no, that's Tendrils of Corruption, and then a Corrupt.
There are
underneath
2.
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Diabolic Ape is the hand. So a lot of removal spells, and then 1 spell that goes upstairs. You got to take the Corrupt here. The other 4 spells.
They all do the same thing.
Yes.
There's no strong differentiator between the 5 of them. And now Drake is dead on board, which is unfortunate. Because he's got 4 damage coming from the Chittering Rats, and there's exactly 8 swamps on the field, which
Does he
deals.
have another Corrupt?
Oh no, I'm sorry. He had the Corrupt. He took the Corrupt with the Duress. I'm getting ahead of myself.
So that Duress was pretty big actually for Drake.
Yeah,
Coming up big.
Saves himself this turn.
Yes. And so here we got another Deep Analysis. I'm going to draw even more cards. How do you feel about this?
Oh,
There's
there
a
it is.
Corrupt. All right, and that's going to be lethal here. And you know what? We just hit time, so pretty perfect timing to kill his opponent.
Very fortunate. Yeah.
He's counting. There's
Steven
8.
counted up. Drake showing off his deck for the camera, hamming it up a little bit while he's under the lights.
And that's Exactamundis.
Okay.
So Drake is dead.
There it is. All right. See the handshake?
Steven the Dragon Slayer over here.
Yeah, taking down Nicol Bolas's more broke home.
Yes.
Yes. Steven takes that match 2-0. Really interesting match we got to see there.
Yeah, there was a lot of decision points. Both of those decks seem very well metagamed against the creature-based strategies.
Absolutely.
And I feel like Steven's deck was way better suited against other control strategies. He just had so many more card advantage spells.
Deep Analysis, Muldrifter with a Grim Harvest. Oh, so good. It's like an EDH deck.
Yeah. Drake's deck felt a lot more like all of his cards just replace themselves in addition to doing something else. But once you get into top deck mode, you lose a lot of the value from cards like that when you really need to generate card advantage rather than set a card equality.
That's right. His deck is a bunch of 1-for-1s, which is just fine until turn 12.
Yes. And so Steven took that in a very long and grindy 2 games that went to time, but really interesting match. Really interesting to see decks that we haven't seen yet as well.
Definitely. Happy to see something cool on camera.
Yeah. And so that was round 4, and so I'm going to be taking a quick break. Rod's going to get back in the booth for the next round, round 5, that's coming at you very soon. So stay tuned, guys. Stay here right at twitch.tv/cardkingdom, and we'll be back with more Pauper in just a second.